Hey everybody, welcome to another episode of Dance of the Dragon Knights. This will be episode 5, I believe now. And we're getting going. How's everybody doing?
Doing good.
Awesome.
Damn tabulous.
And damn tabulous, yeah. It was hard for me to wake up this morning, I tell you what. My goodness. Turned off my alarm and I rolled back over, and it was a miracle that I was able to wake up in time. Something inside of me called me back from the void. I don't know what it was, but here I am. So what you guys been up to this week? Let's start with you, Curly. What you been up to?
Game of Thrones.
Game of Thrones, yes. Game of Drones. Awesome. How you finding it?
Unpopular opinion, I didn't like it.
What? Why? Try to talk to us about Game of Thrones and why you don't like it without spoilers.
I don't want to spoil. Yeah.
I
don't know if I want to spoil it for people. I just thought it was rushed.
Just thought it was rushed.
Dark.
Interesting.
Couldn't see shit.
That's true. It is extremely dark. Yeah, I had to turn up my I had to turn off like all the lights and turn up the brightness. Oh my god, somebody crashed out. Firebug.
Oh no.
Awkward. Yeah, he seriously crashed out. That's fine. We'll keep going. Cool. What else have you been up to?
That's about it. I've had a really boring week.
Yeah. That's
Super
fine.
well. I wasn't feeling too good, so I've just slept most of it.
Oh yeah, you had the ear problems. Gotcha.
Yeah.
Are those feeling better?
Mm-mm.
No. That
But
sucks.
I'm not a little bitch, so I'm gonna power through.
Okay, well, we appreciate it, Curly. Mike, what you been up to, buddy? Oh, he's quiet.
Oh yeah, no, I'm here. Sorry, I was
So
just trying to pound it with app here. It's hard.
the Firebug says that his power went out, so that's fun. Let's see if I can fix this real quick. We can, you know what, forget it. We're just gonna leave it as is. We got this.
Yeah.
Can we get the rando? The designated rando?
Yeah,
in
there you go. Sugar, get in here. Let's get that rando going.
What's up, ass?
I am not sure. I don't think I can do. Oh, looks like Firebug is back in chat, so he might be connecting here real quick.
Cool.
But considering that he was the last one to join, I'm gonna have to change the cameras all up again. Streaming,
Unless
guys.
you want me to leave and he can join. And
Oh
I'll
yeah,
just join
actually,
back.
that would be a good idea.
Yeah, that would just be the easiest, right?
Mike, what you been up to, buddy?
Not too much really. Just hanging out with my mom. She's down visiting. Some streaming, podcasting, stuff like that. The normal.
Nice.
Yeah.
So is your mom one of the moms that understands the whole streaming world, or is she like, you and those newfangled electronics?
She's in the middle.
Mm-hmm.
Best way to describe it, like she thinks it's pretty cool and that, and she's even thinking about like she would want to do it.
Mm-hmm.
Oh my god, that's so cute.
Yeah,
That's great.
That's pretty interesting.
but she's like,
I'd
I don't know
watch
what
that.
She's like, I don't know what I would do though. She's like, can I just read books? She likes to read, and I'm like, yeah,
Wow.
I'm sure some people would want to watch you.
Oh my gosh,
Actually-
Mama Mystic Mike. I totally sub.
Mystic Mike.
In reality, Mike, I was playing Call of Cthulhu, and I finished the game early one stream. I had like an hour left, so I started reading Call of Cthulhu to people, and it was like ridiculously huge. People were loving it. So
awesome.
there is something for that.
That's
Just sit there, have story time with Mystic Mike Mom. Mystic Mom.
Mystic Mama.
Yeah. Mystic Mike
She
Mom.
probably
That's
would do
awesome.
it too.
Next biggest thing. I don't know. It'd be hard for her to beat the what's her face that plays Skyrim all the time. But reading a story, I can get behind that. I remember when my parents used to read stories to me. Bring back good stuff. Cool.
I can just put it on and fall asleep to it.
Yeah.
Like old times.
Right?
Yeah,
You
really.
just like automatically regress back to your childhood.
Especially for you, man.
Yeah, exactly.
Cool. Matt, what you been up to, buddy? Yeah.
modding Skyrim modding.
Yeah, I mean, I'm pretty sure it's a law of nature that when you mod Skyrim, you can't actually ever play it.
No, I am playing it actually, but I still will play it.
Oh my God.
Soon.
You're gonna break the fabric of
Up to
reality.
530 mods, or 528 right now. I have one more texture pack to redo, and that'll be it for this particular thing. And I did a test last night, stable. Last week it crashed big time, so I did have a major crash. But I fixed it, got through everything. I had to dig through. You have no idea what I had to dig through to get that thing to work again. But probably like, I don't know, 45 mods, probably like 1,800 files to get them all to work correctly together.
Holy shnikes. Wow.
Changing masters, because you have 5 master files, how to reallocate them. It was just a nightmare. But we got it going. It looks amazingly good. And hopefully.
Oh, I didn't hear that. Cut out there.
Sorry. What was the last thing you heard?
Like the last sentence was cut out.
Cool. I said it should be good. Hopefully it works. I don't lose it on the last mod.
Okay. Yeah. Right. Man, I've tried modding in the past. And I have no luck at all. Zero luck modding. So, man, you're a better man than I am.
Well, now I can teach you. Now I can teach pretty much everybody what the hell I've been through. But it's awesome, and I'm so glad I learned it all, because it's very cool to see how everything works. And when you do something in this magnitude, just to see how many different background programs you have to retexture, remesh everything, and get it all to work correctly, it's just insane. It's a ridiculous process. It probably took me about 30 hours.
30 hours? Holy shit.
Yep. Well, just to download, 500 files and then get them all to work in conjunction but it was fun to do.
That is real cool.
It's better than coding.
Better than coding. Yeah. Yeah. Oh my God. For me, it's been such a huge nightmare lately. I've been trying to figure out how to get our HP and stuff to show on the overlays in this for streaming. God, it's so hard. It's so hard.
Yeah. It's something that seems like it should be so simply easy just to scrub that pullet, but you can't, because it doesn't exist anywhere except for in somewhere.
Yeah, it's tough, man. Wow, Dark Death, I don't know why you got modded for that one. That's weird. Hey, buddy.
Yay, Catbot.
Yeah, Catbot. Anyways, yeah, man, like, freaking got it all so that I could log in and everything and get what I needed, but then, like, can't log in. And then the other way is like, well, you can't save a file from your browser because that would be a security risk, which I guess I understand, so. Ugh, whatever. It's just been a huge thing.
Yeah,
okay.
We'll figure it out eventually. I got some ideas.
Yeah. I think I figured out an approach, and I'll see if I can find the time this coming week to do it. Man, last week has been killer for me as far as work goes. Whew, every day, end of the month, got a little crunchy. For anybody at home that wants to go into software engineer, be aware that it is big on crunch. All right, guys. Well, I don't know if Firebug is going to be back or not. So I'm trying to get Sugar in here to take up Firebug's. Oh God, something just showed up.
I don't like the sound of that.
Ugh.
Should we roll for initiative?
Yeah.
It's more of a perception check.
Yeah. Okay, Curly, you wanted to rejoin?
Okay.
No, she's here. She's just not on camera, just chatting.
Yes. And Dalen is actually Mike's beard right now, on top of my head.
All right, when Curly rejoins, all the cameras should be back in the right spot again.
Let's see if this will be a good test, at least.
Mm-hmm. Hopefully. Here we go.
Look at that.
There we go. Look at
That's
that.
amazing.
Perfect.
Except for I'm Dalen now.
Oh, Jesus. Oh, God.
Still me.
Okay. All right.
You're half you.
Good stuff. There we go. All right. Cameras.
And I roll you.
Cameras are good.
Woohoo! Oh, that was fun.
There you go. All right. We fixed it up. Woo. Can't figure out how to change the background, so I'll just put a piece of paper over the camera or something. I don't know.
Post it.
Yeah, my green screen's kind of went a bit weird, but well.
Got a bandana over it.
Oh, damn it. All right, it's fine. Fine. You know what? We're just gonna go ahead and turn that off.
We are industry professionals, folks. This is streaming.
No, this is streaming right here. I'm trying to get window capture stuff going on.
So all you guys who want to stream out there, remember, this happens
Got it.
all the time.
Perfect. All right. Let's see.
Thank you, Wicked.
Thanks, Sugar.
There we go.
You got it. Okay.
Hacks. Want to fix your green screen? Just cover your hand with your camera.
Wink. All right.
I am Dalen again. There we go. Okay.
Yeah, I gotcha. We're all going to the right spots. Okay. It's all messed up when somebody leaves, I tell you what. Okay. All right, we're good.
You need to write a strongly worded letter to the Zoom people.
Right? I asked them, I'm like, hey, can we get it so that when people join, they're always in the right spot? And they're like, no, it's impossible. We can't do that.
No, we don't care about your D&D, nerd.
Okay, I can hear myself in the background. Somebody's hot micing when I talk. Not sure who. Okay, that fixed it.
Did somebody join with audio into Zoom?
I don't think so. Maybe.
I think we're good now.
It was me? So I cursed it apparently, because when I said that the setup was real nice and easy today. Womp womp. There we go. I caused Firebug to lose his power. Okay, so let's talk about what happened last time and get some goals going, okay? We are still on time, even with all those shenanigans. So last time in the town of Lastborn, you guys woke up in the middle of the night in the Banalair estate, and you guys realized that there was some motion outside of your windows. You, Kiorl and Kimberly went and investigated, and in the middle of the woods, you figured out that there was the triplets of the household doing alchemy. You snuck up on them, you talked to them about it, you realized that the Banalairs actually aren't really that good on money like the father claims, and that the daughters are trying to make gold using alchemy, which is strictly forbidden in this world. They could get arrested and thrown into a deep and dark dungeon and never see the light of day again. And you guys promised not to tell anybody about it, but you also wrecked their alchemy table while you were at it. You took a flask of mercury, Kimberly.
Straight.
Yep, and smashed their table, and on your way back, you noticed that there was a plume of smoke rising from the village proper. So the two of you rushed up into the building. You woke up Dalen and Doran, and the four of you rushed out to the village where you saw that there were houses on fire. One in particular, the Belmont's estate, or the Belmont's hovel, I suppose. The group of people that you saw originally when you arrived. Zayla and Dylan and Anthony, a father and two children. Their house was ablaze. Kiorl and Doran attempted to approach it and realized that there was nobody in there. So Kimberly, or what, actually it was Dalen in particular that used detect magic and realized that this was also a case of magical arson, just like the one on the ranch, the fire that started there. So using detect magic and Kimberly, a nice survival check roll, you notice that there was footprints leading away from the source of the fire. You left the villagers to deal with the fire on their own, and you ran off into the woods, following the tracks of these individuals that set the fire. Eventually, you came to see on the side of a cliff, in a clearing in the woods, a cave entrance that had glowing orange light coming out of it, and standing in the entryway were three robed individuals. You guys snuck up and tried to determine who it was. It was difficult to determine, and Kimberly, I think it was Kimberly and Dalen shot their bow and crossbow. I think Dorn did as well. And with a surprise attack, you just felled one of the three cultists. The other two shouted in surprise. Oop, I can hear myself again. One of them shouted in surprise, and the four of you attacked. Kimberly rushing up, trying to... I don't remember. What were you trying to do when you rushed up there next to the
I
cave?
wanted to see if I recognized them, the people.
Right. Okay, but you didn't get much of a chance to do that because out of the cave, not only did the cultists come and attack you, but two flying kobolds as well trying to drop giant rocks on your head. Somehow, Kimberly managed to dodge all of it for quite some time. She did surprisingly well. And
didn't just go to dragon school. I went to ninja school as well.
yeah, yeah. Hup, hup, hup. They whiffed their scimitar attacks, though they did get some good hits in. I think Kyorl and Kimberly were a little worse for wear at the end of that battle. And you left one of them alive. As you undid the hood and pulled it back, you realized that it was Zayla, daughter of Dylan. The family in the house had set fire to their own house. They had also set fire to the ranch. And as Zayla came to and realized that her father and brother were dead, she vowed vengeance on the four of you and to everyone, really. She seemed to go into some sort of frenzy of pain and grief and threatened that all of you would die at the hands of Tyrmos, the eater of all, the burning star, the eternal fire, terror of the skies. Now all of you will be burned alive and turned to ash and blown away on the winds. And that's where we ended it. So let's talk about goals, guys. Let's talk about goals. You guys have figured out what's going on here in Lastborn. General Lask in Aganoth had asked you to figure out what's going on and report back to him. So, Kyorl, it looks like you have one empty goal. What do you want to put in it?
What are the two I kept?
You have a blank one. You have learn a personal detail of each party member and get back in the good graces of my house.
Let's go with figure out what Zayla and them were up to. A short-term one.
Okay. And you want to leave the other two the same?
Yeah, I'll leave the other two the same for now.
Okay.
I'm still thinking on that other one.
All right, we'll move on to Doran. You have collect a giant ruby and then 2 blanks because you achieved them last session.
All right, we're going to change collect a giant ruby to just collect 2 of any gem.
Let's just say collect 2 gems. How's
there
that
you
sound?
go. 2 gems sounds perfect.
Yeah.
And then the other one will be to find out what is up with the cultists.
Find out what up with the cultists. Okay, and then you have
Like,
one more
gets
blank.
me- yep. I have another blank. Oh, that's right. Let's see.
Why are people getting modded for saying hi in chat? What's going on here?
Actually, yes. Actually,
It might be my bot because any account that's less than an hour old.
Hmm.
But I can change.
That's fair.
yep. Actually, I have a secret one. I'm put it in Discord right now. You.
Okay. Yeah. See what that is.
I don't trust Doran's secret ones. I don't like this.
You don't know about them.
Exactly. I don't know.
I'll be sure to read it out aloud so everybody
Thank
knows
you.
what's going on.
Sure.
Okay.
Do you need to? Do you need me to tell you now, or?
Yeah. Send it to me in Discord. I'll write it down on my
Okay.
side. Kimberly, you have a free one. You have graduate from the academy and avenge my father.
So I'm going to keep the avenge my father for now, but I will be changing it. And the blank one to confirm what the egg is.
Confirm.
Yes.
Okay.
Because I have my suspicions, but I
Sure.
could be wrong.
All right, and Dalen, his power went out, so he's not here today. So sadly, we can't do any goals for him. All right, guys. So I'll leave it up to you. Where do you guys want to start? Do you want to pick up right where we left off before, or do you want to be like on your way back to Aganoth, or what? What do y'all think?
I would
All right,
suggest
it's
that we're on our way back.
Okay. So you want to just like recommence there?
Yeah.
Do we want to try to find out more about what our crazy spewing mad woman is doing?
Well, I assume that you guys take her with you. You don't just leave her there.
Right. Okay. Cool.
Wait,
So-
does anyone else have questions for her though?
We can get to that.
Okay.
Let's just say for now, Let's see. Get some ambiance going here. So we can say that this episode starts, and the four of you have been. It's clear that you guys have been on the road for a little while. You've left Lastborn behind. You're in a wooded area. The road is going right in the middle of it, and it looks like you've been on the road for at least a day. You can see the grime on your clothes, the weariness in your faces, and your captive Zayla has followed you quietly and sullenly the whole way. After her outburst at the cave, she seems to not have spoken at all to you guys. Her eyes are downcast. There are clean streaks on her cheeks where her tears have fallen and cleaned away the dirt from the travel. But other than that, she hasn't been forthcoming with anything. She hasn't threatened you at all either. She's literally not said a damn thing. So I think it's probably towards the end of the first day's journey, and you guys are looking around for a place to camp. So one of you make a survival check, and we'll see how well you found a spot for camping. Whoever has highest survival. 12 and a 9. Okay, well, Kimberly has the highest survival. So she probably would have made the roll because she would be the one that would be doing the camping part of it. And I was gonna say that she could roll with advantage if you guys were helping her, which I assume you were, but she still only got a 9. So it's not that you can't find a safe spot. It's just here the woods are crowded close to the road. It's dense forest. It's hard to find some place to camp that's not just like right in the middle of the road or off slightly to the side where anybody can see. So with that in mind, the four of you plus Zayla make camp for the night and to rest up for the second leg of the journey tomorrow morning. You spend some time, you put your packs on the ground, you spread out your bedrolls, you make a bit of a fire and you get it going, and you eat some rations. What do you do with Zayla? I assume her hands are bound and you've been keeping them bound this whole time?
Yeah.
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
Correct.
Okay, and
I think we should take it in shifts to watch her.
Sure. Yeah. So watch her and also be on the lookout for any hostiles that might come your way, etc.
Yeah.
So who's going to take what shift here?
I'll take first.
Okay.
So Carl, I think
second.
you should take the
Overnight.
darkest. Yeah, the darkest
Okay.
shift.
So you'll take third. Galen will
Yep.
take fourth.
I refuse to take any. No, I'm joking.
so
I'll
you'll-
take.
You'll take second, Kimberly.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. So you build the fire, you settle down, and you have who's on watch at what shift. Also, I should ask. Have all of you leveled up like you need to level up? Have you gotten to level
yeah.
2?
Yeah, I think so.
Yep.
Excellent. Great. Okay. So that's all set and ready to go. Okay. So what do you guys do? Zayla is just sitting there, probably her back against a tree, just staring into the fire, not saying anything.
What time of the day is it?
It's getting to be evening, probably around like 8 or 9.
I'll offer her some food
Mm-hmm.
if she will accept it.
Yeah. So you walk up to her with some rations. She doesn't even notice you coming. It seems her eyes are 1,000 miles away. She's thinking about something else. She doesn't reach out or anything, or even seem to notice you.
I put my hand in front of her face and gesture to the food.
She starts a bit, as if noticing you there for the first time, and she looks up at you. You don't see any malice in her eyes or anything like that. You just see sadness and resignation. And she says, "What's this for?"
It's for you to keep your strength up. You have to eat.
What good will it do me? You're just gonna turn me in the city, and that'll be that. Might as well just drag me along
Okay.
behind, like a sack of potatoes.
Don't eat then. And I just put the food on the ground beside her.
I don't know why you waste your time, Kimberly. The girl does not want to eat.
Well, I guess I just feel a little bit bad for killing her father and brother.
I think they had a comment of what they were doing.
They did, yeah. But it's still sad to see her like that.
Yeah, give me an insight roll.
Hey,
Anybody who would be looking at her at this point. I'll do an insight roll for Dalen as well.
One for me too, or am I patrolling?
It's up to you. What you want Doran to be doing.
I'll wait till nighttime to actually go and do stuff.
Yeah. Though you do need to rest.
Sit insight.
Yes. Okay. So Kimberly in particular, maybe because you're right there, you notice some more tears spill from her eyes, and she closes her eyes. She doesn't make any noise or anything. But clearly she's still mourning the loss of her family. She doesn't even look angry to you though. It's not like when you found her outside the cave. She was full of vitriol and poison, but now it seems she's in sullen acceptance maybe, or resignation. Who knows? Who knows?
do you think she's less angry? We should try and ask questions. Carl or Doran?
We can attempt again.
Who wants to go first? Not it.
I assume that you walk away a little way so that she wouldn't overhear you.
Yeah, of course.
Okay. Dalen looks at her and he looks at you. And he says, please, nothing too rough, huh? She's been through a lot.
Haven't we all?
That we have. Carol,
Yes, Doran?
you want to talk to her, or should I?
You can go for it first.
All right.
Get your questioning out of the way before you have to rest.
All right. I walk slowly up to her, look down at her. I take my big war axe off my back. I put it in front of me and I lean against it and look down at her.
Mm-hmm.
So do you feel like talking now?
Are you trying to intimidate her?
No, not at all. Not yet.
Then no. I don't think she's still giving everything the 1,000-yard stare. Either doesn't hear you or ignores you, or she's probably lost inside herself. You've seen this with people that are suffering from PTSD and stuff like that.
Gotcha. All right. You don't have to talk, just listen. We saved you along the trail. You were good enough to give us a ride back. I'm sorry what happened. It didn't have to end like this, but what exactly were you doing back there? You know there's a couple ways this could end, and it has to end a certain way, but we can help make it as less painful as possible.
She shakes her head and says very quietly, she's like, you wouldn't understand.
You'd be amazed what we wouldn't understand. We were just attacked by things from a cave, possibly summoned by your father, that tried to kill us. So exactly what would we not understand?
He says, those things, they were given to us for protection.
Given to you by whom?
I don't even know. My father did most of that talking. A cloaked stranger in the dead of night. I knew something bad would come of it, but I never thought we would die for it. I didn't even know what we were doing.
I lean down to one knee, I look her in the eye, and I say, you're not dead yet. Nor do you have to be.
you say that, but what do you think that they're gonna do to me as soon as we get to the city?
That all depends on how much you cooperate.
She finally looks up at you, and you can see she's frowning. She says, I know what happens. I know what comes next. I get taken by the Inquisitors. I go into some deep, dark cell, never to see the light of day again. They torture me, they pull off my fingernails, they strip my flesh off, and then a cleric comes and heals me back up so I can do it all over again the next day. I know how it works.
Is that what you think is going to happen?
I don't think she answers. She just kind of focuses her attention back on the fire.
I kind of walk over to her and step in. Is that what you want to happen?
I don't think she's particularly forthcoming, so give me a persuasion check, Kimberly, with advantage because Doran's helping you. 21. Okay, there you go. There you go. If you didn't have advantage, that would have been terrible.
I know.
She stares into the fire a little bit. She takes a deep breath and she sighs. She nods. She's like, that's what happens to everybody. It has anything to do with the dragons.
But if you tell us everything now, then there's nothing else to tell, so nothing will happen to you.
She shakes her head. You're like, do you think they'll believe me? Do you think they'll believe you? They won't. You're from the city. You know how it is. You're from that academy, aren't you? She looks back up at the both of you, standing over her.
Yes, we are. We are dragon hunters. We do hold sway over what happens. Cooperate. That seems to be our only option if you wish to avoid torture.
To which she says, the Inquisitors are untouchable. You can't touch them. Nobody can touch them except for maybe the royal family, but I don't even know if they can. They're loose cannons, and they're not good people. Any hint of dragon activity at all, and they take you and they hide you and they torture you for the rest of your miserable existence until you're too insane to be of any use to them, and then they kill you. I know this. It's common sense. You must know it. You're from the city. And yeah...
So do you wish to avoid that torture?
All of you guys, you know the reputation that the Inquisitors of the city have. They're ruthless. They're like... If it were... They would be like, if you say anything against our fascist regime, we'll take you and hide you away forever. But for dragons, you know? So it's like, you don't even really talk about dragons with the Inquisitors around, because they'll be like, okay, let's take you and your family and we'll go and have some questions. Now, if they're actually like that behind the scenes or not, you don't really know, but you know their reputation at least. They're terrifying.
All right. And how about this?
Pull out my dagger and swiftly throw it so it sticks in the ground by her legs, and be like, well, we can make it quick and painless if you speak now.
But I did not agree to this.
So you're trying to intimidate her?
No.
I'm trying to
I agree,
intimidate her,
Kuro.
Okay.
But let's do it another way. Let's let her choose. How about we do this? Am I to understand then that you don't wish to be tortured for the rest of your days?
No, of course not. Who would? All I have left is my life. Everything else has been taken from me. My family, my livelihood. What else is there?
That may be so. We can do this then. Our friend Dalen back there.
Yeah.
What we can do is, if you tell us now, painless death with whatever honor you can muster now, or we bring you and you're tortured for the rest of your days. Either way, they will get the information. It's how you want to give it.
Huh. So that's how it is, huh? I give you information.
Sadly, that's
and I
how it
die?
has to be. Or you give information after being tortured. I wish it wasn't this way. But this is how it has to be. The choice is yours.
She looks up at you and gives you a painful smile. Her eyes are swimming with tears again. And Give her an intimidation check with advantage, because you and Kiorl are kind of going in on it.
You want us both to do it?
9. No. That you were helping. That's how he got advantage on his intimidation check. So her lips quiver, and she, I think he was just like, she gets scared, and she's already hurt and sad, and I think you push her over the edge, and she starts crying again. She like buries her face in her arms, and her arms are around her knees, and she just like curls in on herself.
I walk over, take my dagger out of the ground, clean it off.
And you can
Kind of look up to the sky. And what a waste.
And you can hear between her sobs, she's saying stuff like, I never wanted this. Why did you have to do this, Dad? Stuff like
Why
that.
did he have to do what?
She's not paying attention to you. She's not really coherent anymore.
I pull Doran and Carl towards me, kind of out of earsight for her. Do we really like have to kill her? Is this the only options to kind of get the information we need?
There's always torture back at the city.
Dalen, I think Dalen joins you, and he holds up a hand. He's like, I know the reputation of the Inquisitors. Surely they're not that bad.
Like, even if they do torture her, we need to convince her that there's a better option than just death to get the information we need.
Do you have any other ideas?
What do you have?
I think we should not mention torture and killing her just now, maybe at a later date. And just, she keeps mentioning that it's her father's fault. So what if she really didn't want anything to do with it?
That's irrelevant.
Liam.
It was done. She partook. This is her choice. She mentioned the torture, not us. Why not use it to our advantage?
I think we should play on her vulnerable side and the emotional side of it and try and get the information rather than trying to scare her.
I'd throw up my hands. It's getting dark. It's a waste of time. Do what you want.
Sometimes I think you care more about the humans than you do us.
Wow, Carl. Can't believe you just said that to me, but whatever.
Dalen, Kirill, do you walk away as well?
I walk away.
Okay.
Disgusted.
Dalen hangs behind Kimley as the other two walk away, and he looks at them, and he looks at the girl, and he looks at you. He gives you a nod, and he puts a hand on your shoulders, like, I happen to agree with you. I think there are better ways to get the information, but I don't know.
I think we should let her rest for now and let her think things over.
He nods
And come back
he,
to it
he
later
says, before you walk back, Dalen says she's clearly under some extreme stress here, sadness and remorse maybe, and regret. I don't think she had a full hand in knowing what she was up to, but I don't know. Do we just condemn somebody for that? If somebody held a knife and they didn't know what they were doing and they stabbed somebody with it, does that mean that it's their fault? And Dalen shakes his head like he doesn't know.
I don't know. Maybe, maybe not. We'll see. We'll see.
Okay. So you head back to camp and you make some food, and I imagine the conversation is pretty sullen. There's not a lot of camaraderie or anything going on right now. The mood is low, and Zayla eventually stops crying and she just sits there. She doesn't eat her ration. You see it takes some time, and you all settle down to sleep and you take your watch. Doran, you take first watch. It goes by uneventfully. And Kimberly.
Yes.
It's always Kimley.
As the night wears on, Kimberly, you find yourself inside of a wooden hut. You're looking outside. You see a green field. Your father is walking away from you. What does he look like, Kimberly?
He's average height for a human man,
Mm-hmm.
middle-aged, dark hair,
Mm-hmm.
brown eyes, medium built, but he has a scar on his right breast.
Mm-hmm. He's a well-muscled man. It looks like he's wearing a necklace of some sort with a metal flower. If you imagine a Celtic flower, that's sort of what it would look like. And he looks back at you and waves fondly. He smiles at you. He has wrinkles around his eyes. He looks happy to see you. And the camera pans down, and we see you're much younger in this scene. You're inside of the building, and you're waving at him. What does Kimberly look like when she's younger?
Pretty small, quite skinny,
Mm-hmm.
very weak looking, long hair still.
Mm-hmm.
Very youthful.
Yeah, yeah. Happy-go-lucky, pretty different from the person she is now. Clearly, this was some time long ago. And the house that you're in, is it well furnished? Is it like a rich house, or is it pretty plain?
It's basic.
It's basic?
It's basic for it.
Yeah, so on one side of the room, we see that there's a pot and a fireplace with a fire going. We see there's a couple beds and a table, some foodstuffs. It's a pretty basic area, and you're waving to your dad as he's heading off to work, maybe going to the nearby village. You can see in the distance some huts and a bunch of people that are hanging out around the huts. And as your dad is looking back at you and waving, you see a shadow pass overhead. And you've seen this before. You've seen this many times before. It haunts you. A hint of what's to come in the next 5 seconds. You're looking at your dad, and the realization comes just as it always does. Something bad's gonna happen, and you go to shout at your dad, and you shout at him, and he doesn't seem to listen. He continues waving at you and smiling. And in fact, he even turns his back on you as if, oh, home, I'm gonna go to work. I'm gonna have a wonderful day and come home to my Kimberly. And
He doesn't.
you scream at him, Dad, Dad, don't go, Dad. And suddenly a torrent of fire from above whoosh down onto the green grass around your dad. You see suddenly that in a way that can only happen in dreams, the buildings in the distance bursting into fire. You can hear screams of people. You see your dad caught in the conflagration, and he's yelling. He's like, Kimberly, no, Kimberly. And then you wake up. Your eyes snap open. You're like, what do you do?
I sit there quietly for a minute and think, like I always do when it happens.
Yeah, your heart is racing. You look around. It's dark now. The fire has burned down to embers. You can see, I think at this point, Doran is coming to wake you up for your watch, conveniently. So Doran,
Oh, you're up.
I think you see her start awake at your approach, and it looks like she's afraid. She's looking around frantically. She's breathing quickly.
What's going on, Kimberly? You okay?
I kind of look at him blankly and realize where I am and what's happened. Yeah, no, I'm fine.
Bad dreams?
No, it's fine, honestly. Is it my watch already?
It is. But you're clearly not fine. Do you want me to take your watch?
No, I'm good. I'm awake now. It's fine.
I just look at her, smile. All right, have it your way.
Are you guys gonna talk all night or get on with it?
Shut up, Coral. It's not about you.
Okay. Yeah.
Pull my blanket over my head.
Doran, you head over to your bedroll and you lay down. And you're almost immediately asleep. I assume that Doran can go to sleep like no problem.
Seconds.
Yeah,
I would
seconds.
agree with
On
that.
command.
So jealous
No
of that.
bedtime snack.
Sleep
bedtime
now.
snack?
Yeah. Yeah, Kimberly, you sit up and you take a look around. Go ahead and stop that music. There we go. And you take stock of what's going on. You don't see anything out of the ordinary, but you do notice that Zalia is sitting there. The ration that was set next to her is 3/4 of the way gone, and she has eaten it at some point, and she seems to be staring at you.
Creepy bitch. I get up and walk over to her.
Mhm.
I sit down beside her, so we're at eye level,
Mm-hmm.
and I wait for her to say something.
Yeah. She says, you seem to actually care about people. The others don't seem to care anything about anybody. I didn't know what I was doing. You have to believe me. She says softly
It's
to
not
you.
About whether I believe you. You can't blame the others either. You done something really bad, very dangerous, and you could have hurt a lot of people.
My dad, listen. If I tell you everything, will you let me go? I don't want to be in the clutches of the Inquisitors for the rest of my life. You know what they do? They torture you. I've even heard they rape you, and then they just heal you up. They keep you going. I can't.
I can't promise
can't
to let
do
you
that.
go, but I can promise that I will do everything I can to try and help you. If you tell me the truth, and if it's everything.
She looks at the others mistrustfully. She's like, I don't trust them. I don't think they care at all.
But I care, and you have to convince us that you're good and that you didn't know what you done. So tell us everything.
She looks at them and she's like, can we listen? I don't trust them, and I don't want to get you in trouble either. Can we move away?
I don't know. I don't trust it.
I mean, she is still bound. It's not like she's gotten out of her ropes or anything like that, but
Okay.
yeah, it's up to you.
I don't know. I think about it for a second. I mean, does it look like I could take her if she like tries
Probably.
anything?
Yeah, I
Okay.
mean,
Okay.
she hasn't healed up any. She is bound. She doesn't have any weapons either, so who knows? You know, she looks like you
Okay,
could probably take her.
I nod my head and help her up, and we move
Okay.
a little bit away.
Yeah, just out of easy earshot, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. So she looks at you. She's like, okay, listen. My dad had a visitor. He would come like once a month. He never gave his name, but he was always cloaked in a black cloak with like some red insignia on it. I don't know what it meant, okay? I don't. It was the same sort of insignia that was on my dad's arm. Do you remember seeing that? It was a tattoo of some sort.
He said it was from his family.
Yeah, well, I don't think it was. He hasn't always had that tattoo. It was. Listen, when you're a smallhold farmer like we are, sometimes if your crops and livestock go, that's it. You're done. You can't come back from that. And a few years back, that's what happened to us. Something happened. I don't know what. A plague, maybe a disease, a drought. I don't know, but our crops died. Our livestock shriveled. There was nothing we could do. We didn't have extra money like the ranchers. We had to survive somehow, and this person came to us. He said he could offer us gold and rubies. He could give us food when we needed it. And my dad, he was desperate, and he nodded and he said, "Okay."
But at what cost?
I don't know. I honestly, well, I mean, it cost him his life, clearly. My brother's life too, and almost my life, and maybe my life too if you don't help me out. But I don't expect you to, of course. But he
So,
came
how
one
did-
month, not too long ago, not too long ago, maybe a month ago, one moon ago, and he brought with him an egg. You saw it inside of that cave on the altar. He gave us a book, and he said to do what the book says, or he'll be back and take everything from us that he's given us. And we relied on him at this point. I don't know if my dad agreed with what he wanted us to do or not, but we didn't have a choice. It was that or starve to death. And she waits because you said something. You're going to say something?
Yeah, I was going to ask about the egg, but she's kind of already covered that.
Says he didn't tell us what it was, but it was pretty obvious. It was clearly a red dragon egg. And these things, they're dangerous. You know how dangerous they are. And yeah,
But
you
if
know how dangerous
it
they
was
are.
dangerous, then why did you agree to it?
Because like I said before, he gave us food and money to live on. We were dependent on him. We still hadn't recovered from the blight. If he took everything away from us that he gave us, we would starve in no time. We'd have nothing. Not even the clothes on our back. We owe even these to him. And she like pulls on her robes.
Why did you burn the other farm then?
That's where things get so dicey. That's where I realized that we were probably not doing something benign. The man assured us that nothing would ever come of it, that he would come and take it away, and that would be it. But my dad, he read the book, and he started talking to us about dragons and how they would burn his enemies. He started getting more aggressive, you understand? Something in that book changed him, and I don't know what. He talked to us about this dragon called Tyrmos. Some second coming of Aganoth, maybe. I don't know. That's what they seem to allude to. Something about Aganoth and Tyrmos. They worship Tyrmos like a god. Do you know what that means?
Maybe not. But that doesn't explain why you burnt the fire or burnt the farm.
Right. Okay. The book told us to construct the altar in that cave because this land, it had powerful magical way lines that crossed it underneath the ranch, underneath both ranches, underneath the village, and the structures. You see, they were disrupting the magical flow of these lines, and we were using the way lines to funnel magical energy into the egg. That's what we were doing in there. You set the egg on the altar, you draw some inscriptions on the walls, and then as long as the ley lines aren't disrupted, the magical power flows into the egg. To what end? I don't know. I don't think it ever said. But it couldn't have been good. I know the man was scheduled to come back in a couple weeks and take the egg from us after it was finished or something. I don't
Come back
know.
to Lastborn.
Yes.
To the cave where you were.
Or to the house or something. I don't know. But we burned down the ranch so that the ley lines could be freed. I didn't agree with it, but my dad wanted to do it anyway, and my family and the farm is all I had. You have to understand.
When you saw us on the road, why didn't you tell us? We could have helped then. If you thought it was so bad.
I wanted to, believe me, but I didn't know you guys. How could I trust you? I also loved my family. You can do an insight roll if you want.
It's gonna be bad. I always get terrible rolls.
15? I mean, it's decent. You think she's telling the truth. She seems to be forthcoming with her details. She's kind of rambling on a bit now, as if she's jumping ahead of herself in the story and like getting it in the wrong order and stuff like that. And it seems like she's trying to tell you everything all at once too quickly, right? From what you can tell, you feel like she's telling you the truth. Um, and so she says, I didn't agree with it. And when I saw you guys, I thought maybe you could help me, but then you told me you were from the academy and the city. Oh, I don't want my dad to be taken away either. I just wanted to get out of there with my dad and my brother. We could go somewhere else and start a new life maybe. I know we couldn't stay in last form, but I didn't want them to die either, but that's what seemed to happen.
Okay.
I that's an egg. And we were trying to funnel magical power into it. And after you guys got there and talked to the Bannerlayers, we knew you would probably be coming back. My dad, he got paranoid and he said he had to create a diversion and finish the ritual. He lit fire to our house. You saw it. Other houses nearby caught on fire. It was a mess, but I mean, you understand when your family is everything.
Yeah.
It's hard to go against them, even though you know that they're wrong. It's hard to do anything about it. I don't say that I'm innocent. I know I'm not. I'm guilty by not doing anything, but I don't know what to do now. I know my life is in your guys' hands, and if you turn me over to the Inquisitors, I'm never going to see the light of day again, and I feel like I have more to live for. She shakes her head and she says, I don't know what else to say.
Okay. I believe you if you've told me everything. Like I said, I can't promise the outcome, but I'll do and try everything to help you.
She
I promise.
brings her arms forward and tries to grasp your arm with her tied up hands, and she's like, please just let me go. I've told you everything. There's nothing left. You can pretend that I escaped, and you could even try and hunt me down as a fugitive. I don't care, but at least give me a chance.
I take her back to where we are, muffled out her sounds. So I'm not convinced because
You're holding a rag of chloroform over her face. She's like,
no, I say to her, I can't do that. I've said what I've said. I will try and help you, but that's it. And I take her back.
And as you're taking her back, she's like falling to her knees, trying to beg you, clutching to your arm, like, no, please, Kimley. Your friends, they'll never let me go. Please, you're my only hope.
I stay strong. I drag her. Try not to look at her.
Okay. Yeah.
Can I whisper to myself, why the hell did Dalen not get this job?
Yeah, so you bring her back, kind of half dragging, and she starts whimpering as you get close to the camp, and she doesn't make any more noise. She doesn't want to wake up your friends. And then she just flops into the ground and just curls up in a ball. And then you commence your watch, yeah?
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, so she doesn't talk anymore after that. She's silent. And you complete your watch, and you go and wake up Kyorl. Do you say anything to him, or just wake him up and tell him it's time?
I wake him up, and I tell Kyorl not to do anything with her, to speak to her until the morning.
Why? What did you do?
I didn't do anything. No. Just wait for everybody to be awake before anything else gets done.
Wait for I guess so. So what was going on earlier? What were you and Doran talking about earlier? Keeping me up.
Nothing. I didn't sleep so good. That's all.
Sleep so good. Having dreams again?
I don't want to talk about it, so can you just do your watch?
Oh.
Wow.
Wow. I guess so. I go off to the little station to start doing my round. Offended. I'm hurt.
Yeah. Okay. So, Kimberly, you go back to your sleeping bag. Do you get much sleep after all that?
No, I do not.
Okay. Yeah, so you toss and turn. Everything seems to keep you awake. And Kyorl, with your excellent vision at night, You don't see anything. You do see like small game, like rabbits and deer occasionally come close in the night, but nothing hostile. And unless you want to do something, your watch passes uneventfully.
No, just walking around.
Okay, yeah. And then eventually, as we get towards morning, you go over and wake up Dalen, and he rolls around groggily, and he gets up and he commences his watch, and finally. The night has passed on, and the dawn comes, and each of you wake up again.
So I'm already awake and ready to go, and I pull everybody together once they've collected themselves and tell them what she said.
Mm-hmm. Dalen yawns a bit, and he says, that is quite something. It's no wonder she's kept all this to herself.
I believe her as well. I don't think she necessarily knew the weight of what she was doing, but she still knew it wasn't exactly right.
I have my arms crossed. I narrow my eyes at Kimley and I say, exactly who was on watch while you were interrogating her or talking to her with your nice little chat?
Wow. I mean, I got the information that we needed, so...
Yeah, but at
and
what
everyone
cost?
was safe.
Did you think for 1 minute? Yeah, we were safe this time. Did you think for 1 minute that maybe more friends, more cultists, if that's what they are, could have not come and slit your throat right next to her while she was talking to you so sweetly? That is not how we do the law.
Wow. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Now, Doran.
Doran, you need
Everything
to
worked
take
out this time.
this 10 down to 5. Please.
I'm at a 5. If I'm at a 10, my axe would be out.
Dalen holds up his hands. He's like, now, friends, please, let's not fight amongst each other. Doran, to your point, that is a fair point. Somebody could have snuck up on us, I suppose. Though, a lot of these ne'er-do-wells convince others to do the dirty work for them without the others fully knowing what they're doing, right? That's how they... Well, do you think that Granny Mabin knew absolutely nothing about the kobolds in her basement? And he raises an eyebrow. She may not have known at a conscious level, but I think part of her probably realized something was different. That's how these groups work. Actually, would he know that? Let's do a religion check. Yeah, he'd know that. Okay. Because they're insidious. They get you to go along with their plans because you don't know what you're doing is actually a bad thing. They tell you that they're the saviors of the town, that they're doing good things, that you're going to help them out and make positive change in the world until it's too late. And then they kill you and your family and everything else.
I don't agree with what she done. I don't. But at the same time, what other choices did she have in that situation?
Well, we always have a choice. I throw a
We
dagger. I play with my dagger. Remember, we all come from families. Do we all follow in our family's footsteps?
Dalen crosses his arms. He's like, it's easier to say when your family is Ravensoul.
Wow, okay. Guys, it's getting a little bit tense here. I think we all should just have a breather.
I think it's a little bit different between our houses and a little village family that has nothing but each other. But maybe that's just me. And Dalen just kind of like shakes his head a bit and shrugs.
Where I come from, right is right, wrong is wrong. You know the laws of the land. As do I. Mess with dragons, you pay the price. That is why we're all hunters, is it not?
Talking about paying the price, did you fix that door yet, Doran? That wasn't right. Is the door fixed?
That's what you're concerned about, a door? How about dragons? How about the fact that you almost ripped apart by flying kobolds? That I had to come in and save
it.
you.
You know I dodged it.
You dodged it. But you should have struck it, shouldn't you? If you killed it,
Okay.
you wouldn't have to dodge it.
So we can go around in circles. What are we going to do with her now?
She goes before the Inquisitors to find out if what she told you was the truth.
Carl, what's your vote?
I feel like your conversation has gotten a little heated, and I think you overheard. But
Oh, no.
no, continue, Kioro.
I was just gonna say, I'm still just playing my dagger. I say, let's do as Doran says. What she did is wrong. Wrong is wrong. You must pay for the consequences, no matter whether she thought it, whether she knew what she was doing was wrong or not. She still did it.
Dalen, what's your vote?
Man, I wish Firebug were here.
Remember, he's cautious of everyone.
He
Yeah.
is, but he's also a cleric. He's suspicious of strangers, and I don't think he would consider Zayla a stranger exactly. I think Dalen looks at her and looks at you guys, and he says, I don't know if she's telling the whole truth, but I don't feel right condemning somebody to life torturing for something their father was responsible for.
All right, I calm down a little bit and I look at Kimley. Kimley, do you fully believe she told the whole truth?
I think for what she told me, it was truthful, but there might be something else that she's missed.
Do you believe the Inquisitors would be able to get that out of her?
I feel like we could get that out of her without the Inquisitors being involved.
And how exactly do you propose to do that? Should we cuddle up to her, share our food after she tried to kill us?
I don't know. Doran, how about you try it and see?
All right. I pull my axe off my back and I walk over to her. But I look at her and I say, all right, we know you spoke to our friend. Have you said everything? Have you told us the truth? Is there anything else to tell?
She, as you come over, she like tries to scramble to her feet, and she only manages to get to her knees because her hands are bound, and she holds up her bound hands in front of her. Like, no, please, what do you... I told her everything. I don't know all of the details. Like I said,
I walk up to her.
to Kimberly, my dad was the one that talked to him.
I walk up to her and say, if there's anything else that you haven't said, it's your chance to say it now for us to help you.
Okay. Doran, give me an intimidation check with advantage. Let's see if you jog her memory.
Working on hang on.
Yeah. Okay.
Can I do a persuasion check?
No, you helped him out with the
Damn.
intimidation. So
Trying to save this bitch's life. She's not making it
Yeah.
easy.
she looks around. She says, I don't. And she's looking frantically back and forth. She's squinting her eyes. She's like, I do remember something. I think he came from Aganoth. I think I remember them talking one time about how what was going on in the city. I believe this person came from the city. Do you know anything about that? Is there other cultist sympathizers in Aganoth? I think that's...
City?
That's what she said.
What did he look like?
He was tall. He was... He was always shrouded in a black robe with red markings on it. He always had a really... he had a funny walk. I remember that. I remember thinking he doesn't walk normal. He had a strange gait to him. He was actually, now that I think about it, give her a persuasion check.
God damn it. No.
Um,
She's not making this easy for me. It's like she wants to die.
she looks up at you. She's like, I remember. I think there were claws on the end of his feet. Now that I think about it, let's see. And she's like closes her eyes. Just give me a second. I'm trying to remember. If the light hit him a certain way, I think I remember seeing some golden sparkles underneath. Yeah. Golden sparkles underneath the hood. Some sort of light or dust or something? I don't know. She shakes her head. But he definitely wasn't normal. I don't know if he was even human.
Golden sparkle.
All right. I'm going to try something else one more time here. I drop to my knees a little bit, drop down to one knee. I take out one of my axes, my smaller axes.
He bedazzled his face.
And I turn it sideways, and I put it under her chin. I pick her chin up to look me in the eyes, and I say, did he have a name?
I don't remember. I don't think so. I honestly
His
don't
name.
think so. Okay, give me an intimidation check again.
Fingers crossed.
I don't know. I can't remember a name. My dad never talked to him by name. He never offered it.
What did you call him?
We didn't call him anything. He would just show up. You don't seem to... I don't think you fully understand how this worked. He would show up one day at a doorstep, and he would talk to my dad, and that would be it. He had a low... I do remember his voice. It was low and guttural. It was... I think... a lot of hissing, maybe. Does that sound right to you? Hissing? I don't know.
What a hissing.
It wasn't normal. I don't think this person was human. And now that I think about it really hard, I don't think he was human.
You say he was from the city. We do like a I don't know, it'd be a history check, but to see if we can remember anyone from the academy that had not been human.
Yeah, you could do a history check if you're trying to recollect somebody from the academy. That might fit the bill. Damn, Kyorl, 21. 18.
It's really jogging my memory.
You can say, with a 21, you do not remember anybody that meets those requirements in the academy.
Okay.
Do we know anybody previous, though, that would... like, how we would identify? Obviously, he's not human, so would we know, like, what species he is then, with that description?
Yeah, so maybe the three of you put your heads together and you talk about this for a bit. You say, what the heck is going on here? Some sort of reptilian species. Humanoid, reptilian. You can think of a couple that would fit the bill, but... and you haven't seen any of those around, that's for damn sure.
Yeah.
You can think of there's a Wanti, which is a race of snake people. There's humanoid, like bigger kobolds maybe. I mean, there's not a lot to go on, but you can think of a few races that would fit the bill. Yeah.
But nothing's jumping out of this.
No.
No.
No. You've definitely not seen anybody like that around in the city itself.
So she said that he was going to come back in a couple of weeks to meet them.
Mm-hmm.
If he doesn't know that we have her, then we can set a trap for him. But we need to keep her alive for that trap.
No,
Fine,
please.
let's put her in the cave.
She like tries to get back up and like grasp at your arm. Let me go, please. I've told you everything. I don't know anything else. How do you expect me to set a trap for him? He never seems to come around when there's people. He's got to have eyes and ears. I don't know.
Well, if he's expecting you and your brothers, we two of us could cloak up and pretend to be your brother and father.
Hmm.
Who else is usually with you in the cave? Is it only the three of you?
You always came to our house, not the cave. Our house is burned down.
So where was he supposed to meet you?
I don't think it was part of the plan to burn down our house. I'm gonna be honest. I don't know what my dad was thinking. I tried to stop him, believe me, but he wouldn't listen to reason. He had this look in his eye.
So what do you think we should do with her, guys?
Please let me
Yeah, I
go.
guess
I don't know
We move
anything
off to the
else.
side.
Your idea does have merit, Kinley. I believe we should set a trap for this mysterious, hissing, cloaked figure.
What should we do with her for now, though?
And Dalen, he says, I'll remind each of you, we are expected back in the city before too long. Is it wise to take
Yeah.
this on our own initiative?
And let me remind you, we were to come find out what was going on in last one. You feel we
Yes.
satisfied that, or is there still more to find out?
Dalen nods. He's like, in my opinion, we have found out what's going on in Lastborn. Having her with us is not necessary. Neither is setting a trap. But he shrugged, like,
We could take it to the general and ask him what he thinks.
And if this figure finds out before long, and he slips through our fingers, perhaps one of us should stay behind then.
No, splitting the party is always a good idea in D&D.
Absolutely.
I volunteered Doran then.
I was going to volunteer Kimley. She can stay behind with her new friend.
No, okay. If I get left behind with her, I'm releasing her. This is fair warning for
Whoa,
everybody.
no
I'm
metagaming
not
here.
that strong.
No metagaming. Hold up now.
Well, why not Dalen? Because Dalen's magical and shit, you know?
Excuse me, my magic comes from my deity.
Well, your deity be with you.
Okay, so
my
can't
point is, how do we do
take
this
her-
to
Yeah, we
satisfy
can-
everything?
take her with us, but we can't leave her by herself. So
Why can't we take her with us if we do go back?
we could.
Taking her to
Has she
the
told us everything?
Dalen breaks in. He's like, taking her to the city is as good as giving her to the Inquisitors.
Agreed.
And after everything she just said, you want to give her to the Inquisitors anyways? And he's looking at you with a look of disbelief.
Dalen, did she break the law?
Yes.
If one of us in this party were to summon a dragon, what would be our fate?
He shakes his head.
Same as hers, would it not?
But she didn't even realize what was going on.
Her choice was made.
Maybe she's complicit, but surely that doesn't consign her to a life being tortured.
Complacency does not negate the law.
So, Doran, if I cast a spell on you and I handed you a dagger and said to kill Kimley right now, and you did
I
it
don't
because you were
think he needs
compelled
a
to by a
spell.
spell, would you expect to be handed over to the Inquisitors because you had no control of your action? And he puts
Would
his
I be
hands
able
on
to
his
prove
hip.
it?
Just your word against mine.
Then it would be my job to seek what happened. And if it was killing blow, and if I laid the killing blow and I could not prove it, then yes, I would have to face the Inquisitors.
Dalen shakes his head. He doesn't have anything else to say to that.
Just raise my eyebrow and look at Carl. Like, what do you think we should do?
I think we should do what we were sent here to do. Turn to the city, Let the general know what has been done. As far as the girl goes, I could care less what happens. She did evil things. She must pay for her evil ways. Compelled or not.
Wow. Okay.
Yeah.
So much for that vote.
I just gotta say, I love moral dilemmas in D&D. They're the best.
I hate it so much.
So it looks like we're kind of at an impasse. Do you want to let it go, and do you want to give her up to the city, huh?
Correct.
Okay. Considering
Rochambeau.
I think this will be the
Rochambeau.
case where I don't know, Kimberly. What do you think?
It would be easier if Firebug was here.
I know it would be.
Because now I feel like it's being left to me.
I'm trying to play Firebug based on what I know.
Yeah.
You need a
But-
fake beard.
Well, that's it.
Yeah.
You're also the dungeon master, so you're kind of limited to how much of an opinion you would be allowed.
Dalen clearly doesn't feel comfortable giving her to the Inquisitors. And we're at an impasse here, so
what if we did this to appease everyone? We just bring her to the general, explain to him the situation, explain to him the possible plan of throwing a trap to lure in this hissing figure.
Dalen,
From what I
as you voice
gather,
that,
what the general's like, I think he would be with protocol. Like she goes to the Inquisitors. That's it.
as you voice that opinion, Dalen nods and he nods softly, like, yes, maybe that is the answer. Bring her to the general, not the Inquisitors. Make sure we express that she's useful and that maybe she can atone for her issues by enacting the plan, the bait. Maybe they'll go for
Okay.
that.
I'm comfortable with that decision.
But listen, I don't feel good bringing her inside the city and turning her over until we know the general is amenable to that. And Dalen looks at Dorn and Kuro when he says that. Like, okay? Like, I'm okay with this, but I'm not gonna just turn her over until we know the general's okay with it.
And you can be the one that watches over her while we talk to the general.
Dalen nods. He's like, that's something I can do.
Doran? Your thoughts?
I'm thinking. Just standing there staring at everybody.
Doran. And then Dalen looks at you and he says, I understand. Threat of the dragons are bigger than all of us. And the activity of the cultists lately have been on the rise. Something is brewing, of course, but we can't let innocence fall by the wayside.
I point to the bloodstains on Kimberly and Kirill's armor. She's far from innocent.
People are going to get caught up on this on either side. People who don't know what they're doing or have nothing to do with it. We can't indiscriminately kill them or turn them over all the time. But
We are to do what we came here to do and nothing else. We don't get to make these decisions. We don't make the laws. We follow the laws.
But for now, she's useful for us. She still has information, and she can still be set up as bait. So,
She can. But do you
but we
trust
need
her?
to make sure that the general will agree to it first.
The general does not have anything to do with this.
I think for now, I don't think she has any threat over us yet. I don't
Oh.
think she can do anything as of now. So
I
don't think
narrow
it's
my
about
eyes at Kimberly
trust.
and I say, Kimberly, Dalen, do you still believe we should let her go? Do you believe she's an innocent in all this?
I don't think she's innocent, no, but I don't think she should be killed either for something that she might have not understood.
and Dalen
Fully.
nods. says, my issue is the punishment doesn't fit the crime.
So you're saying we are to trust her then, and her word, after trying to kill us.
I'm saying we need to find out more and know more before condemning someone to death.
And I agree. That is what the Inquisitors are for. That is their job.
However, our job was to find out what was going on and report back to the general. Now, she is part of what's going on there. Our first order is to report back to the general. What we do after that is out of our hands.
That is a fair point, Carol. Even though I don't agree with this, I will go along with this plan. But if she steps out of line for 1 second, I will drag her to the Inquisitors myself.
And I'll be right beside you.
That is okay. These are terms that I can agree to.
Okay. All right. So the four of you plus Zayla head on. That day is uneventful. The sun comes up. It's hot. And by the end of the second day, you can see the outskirts of Aganoth. You approach it. Do you want to just push on and get to Aganoth tonight, or do you want to camp out?
I think
We should probably set up camp so that Dalen can watch Zayla.
Yeah.
Yeah, if we don't want to take her into the general with us.
Dalen expresses that he'll go into the city with you guys, but he won't meet the general directly. He'll just like hang out outside of the academy or something with her. Not like bound people are that uncommon.
Nice.
I guess. He's
So what
like,
you're saying?
I don't need to stay out here. We can keep her under watch while inside the city. So we can be close at hand if the general needs it.
How far from the city are we?
Maybe like a few more hours.
What time is it?
It's getting to be like 5 or 6 p.m.
Yeah, we should probably camp out then.
Yeah.
Okay.
Rest up.
Sure. Yep. So you take your time again. You set up watch. So there's not really any need. And unless you guys want to do something during this night as well, it passes uneventfully.
Yep, while we're eating, I have a couple of questions.
Sure.
Something's been bothering me since we left Glassborn. Something doesn't sit right before this whole fire and everything started. Kimberly, Kjorl, exactly how did you know there was a fire? And why were you so readily dressed when you came to wake me?
Wow. I mean, Carl woke
Dalen
me up.
nods. He's like, yes. Now that you mention it, that was odd.
Do we tell them?
So Kimberly and
What we've
Kjorl
seen,
What?
Kimberly?
I woke up. You woke me up to come help you. That's my side to the story.
So I think Kimberly and
suppose, yeah.
Kjorl exchange meaningful glances.
Well, when I awoke from a dream, because I was having a dream at the time, right?
Oh, sure.
Well,
Why
that's
not?
where- I think that's what was going on.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
I awoke from a dream and I seen a light out in the orchard out in the backyard, and I ran to wake Kimberly because I thought she'd be able to move a little more swiftly than yourself, Doran.
It's an elf thing.
It's an elf
You
thing,
won't get
yeah.
it, guys.
I snick.
And so we went out to investigate what the light was, because it just didn't sit right.
Oh shit, yeah, because they don't know about the triplets.
Yeah, we never told them yet.
Crap, sorry about that, guys.
We had a chance to. and we came across the triplets in the woods, in the center of the wood of a opening, doing some alchemy.
Alchemy?
As soon as
Yeah.
I said it, I'm like, damn.
And Dalen raises an eyebrow as you say this.
Yes, they were
Please, go on.
They were attempting to make some gold. The house apparently is not as well off as they like.
Made out again what it was.
Yeah.
From the wine.
So wait, hold on. Let me get this straight. A known bootlegging family now has daughters making gold in the woods via alchemy, and you decide not to tell anybody.
That sounds so ridiculous when you say it
Well-
that way.
Yeah, I know, right?
We destroyed everything that they had, but then there was the other fire, so we can address it.
So
Yes,
they're not
okay.
capable of doing any other alchemy. You erase their minds. They don't have the knowledge of alchemy. What is wrong with you?
Doran, one issue at a time, please. My brain can't handle this.
We were on our way back to make aware you guys what happened. However, we thought the fire was a little more of a pressing issue at the time.
I mean, as far as I can tell, they were scared enough. They were terrified. They didn't want anybody to know, as well as the parents. And then there was the other fire. So what else could we have done?
You could have let us all know what's going on. If we're going to be part of this
intended
party
to.
together, we have to be honest with each other going forward.
And
I agree.
I agree, yes, as well. Our intention
But-
was to let you know.
At
But
the
as-
nearest available point, which is right now, as it turns out.
Or the last camp could have been done. If it was that important, or if you had any intention of telling us, you'd have done so long ago.
I see your point. It is valid, and in future, we will keep that in mind.
I'll have a whole new conversation with them when I go back and fix that door.
I thought you fixed it already.
Oh no, I didn't get a chance because someone woke me up because there was a fire.
Yeah.
Well, when did you plan on telling us that you did not fix the door and we just left?
Yeah, tables have turned now.
Dalen,
I can
Okay.
definitely see how non-repairing a door takes precedence over bootleggers, alchemy in the woods, and dragon cultists. But my apologies for not fixing the man's door.
Dalen sighs and
forgive
rolls
you.
his eyes like, come on, guys, just let's get some rest. We'll report to the general tomorrow bright and early.
Hey, what's
The important part is we figured out what happened, okay?
Dalen's right. We should rest up for the importance of tomorrow.
Our priorities are so far off, it's not even funny, but I agree. Let's get some rest. I'll take first watch. I get up to...
Yeah. Okay. So unless there's more you want to do tonight, the night passes uneventfully. And morning comes around again. The sun peaks above the horizon. And you can hear... I don't think you can hear from here. No. But you pack up and get ready to go. And you head to the great city of Aganoth. You break out of the woods. You follow the path across the plains in front of the city. It's giant walls rising up in front of you. The ornate front gates are open. And as you approach, you can hear a commotion. There's a lot of people around the gate. As you come closer, you can see they're crowding around the road, the crossroad that runs along the wall. And you can see people gathering in the crowd, looking inwards towards the road. Some people are craning their necks. Now, what do you guys do?
Try and find out
Dolan.
what the commotion is.
Yeah, I'd say like
Try and figure out what's going on.
yeah.
Walk
tell
up,
Dolan to
take a
stay,
look.
To stay back with the girl.
Okay. Doran, give me a perception check with disadvantage because you're short. Everybody else that goes and checks out stuff, normal advantage.
Per Doran.
Of what?
Perception.
Persuasion or perception? Oh,
Hey.
Can we just discuss my rolls
There you go.
and how crappy they always are?
And let's do another roll here. 10. Okay. So Dalen is the only one that manages to figure out what's going on. There is a commotion because on the connecting road to the main gate, there is you all see this, but only Dalen really understands what's going on. It's a delegation. It's a party of soldiers in armor marching along the road. The one in front is on a horse and he's carrying a banner that has a kraken with the setting sun. And the delegation marches down the road. A bunch of people are like oohing and eyeing, and a herald near the back is saying, make way for Prince Ali, you know. Like, coming through, Lady Celeste and Lord Eustace from the Kingdom of Egelin coming through. And eventually, hold up. Got this. Doom. Let's do that one. And eventually, you hear trundling down the cobblestone road a carriage. It's ornate, made of nice mahogany, pulled by great horses. And you crane your necks, and you can see inside of this carriage two individuals, one on each side of this carriage riding. One, you get a picture. It's a woman. She has severe features. She has pale white skin, bright green eyes. She's wearing blackish brown travel leathers, and she's sitting inside the carriage, looking out at the crowd as they pass by. The other sitting across from her is a male. He's more rotund. He has a bulbous nose. He has rosacea on his cheeks and nose, puckered lips so tight that you think when he tightens them, they'll disappear. He has a bit of a jowl problem and a pale complexion, though you can see around his eyes it's tanner, so you think it's probably due to powdering rather than his natural skin tone. And he's like laughing and talking jovially with his carriage mate, who seems to be ignoring him, and he has in his hand a goblet full of what might be wine, and he's swishing it around. And you just get a glimpse of these people in the carriage before they pass on by. What do each of you do? You try and get a closer look?
Yeah, I move closer.
Okay.
I kind of just stay back with Colin.
Yeah.
I don't even bother because I can't see anyway.
Yeah, and Zayla isn't resisting, isn't causing any problems. She's just being led along by you guys, sullenly. So you try and push your way closer, and yeah, you get to the front. Give me a strength or dexterity check. Athletics or acrobatics, either way. Let's see how well you do this, Kimberly.
Just delete that.
A 10. Okay, well, you manage to push through the crowd, and you kind of sort of get jostled. It's hard going until you get like pushed out in the front. And now give me a dexterity saving throw.
Where is that? Oh, there it is. Yep.
Oh, there you go. Okay, so you're pushing your way
Finally.
forward, and you're like stumbling. People are bumping into you, and you manage to get to the front, but like the people accidentally push you out into the oncoming foot traffic of the delegation. But you manage to save yourself, and you leap back quickly out of the way as a horse comes walking right where you were before. It would have like knocked you to the ground, but you managed to dodge it just in time.
With my ninja skills
Yep.
that I learned from Ninja College.
Yeah.
Those dodge skills.
Yeah. You look to the left and you see the ornate carriage from Egelin heading down the road and up towards the palace proper, heading towards the inner wall with the gate in it that leads to the palace on top of the mountain. And the soldiers and the rest of the delegation are following along behind. You can see that they're heading directly to the palatial estate. As the delegation finally clears, some of the crowd follows, but most of it disperses. What do you guys do? You head to the academy? Do you want to follow?
I'd say we head to the academy.
Mhm.
We're kind
Yep.
of on a,
We're on a mission.
yeah.
Everybody give me a
I'm
perception check.
reluctant, but
Perception,
I
sure.
agree.
Mhm.
Oh my gosh.
Not your day.
Damn, you guys. You got shitty
Blame me, I'm
perception rolls
short.
today. Yeah. Kjorl and a little bit Dalen, you hear people whispering. Like there's a couple of women in front of you with like frilly dresses and parasols held above their heads to keep the sun off, and one of them is whispering to the other like, "Who are they?" And the other one says, "Oh, how can you not know them? They're the Viscount and Viscountess of Egelin. That's Lady Celeste Belair Wulfric Mary Whitmore. And the other one is Lord Eustace Pierre Ian George Falkland. Haven't you ever heard of these?" And the other woman says, "No. Are they important?" And the other woman nods and says, yes, they're in charge of the court and the justice system of Egeland, our neighboring kingdom. And the first woman like puts a gloved hand to her mouth and says, oh, that's so interesting. I wonder what they're doing here. And they, they go into gossip mode.
Guys, off the subject for a second. We're featured.
Whoa, cool.
Ooh.
Hi, feature guys.
Carousel, hello.
Hello.
Sorry, go ahead.
Carousel.
Yeah, so the delegation heads on past, and people are talking about Lady Celeste and Lord Eustace, and about how they're the Viscounts of Egeland, and you're able to head back to your group and reconvene. And Dalen comes up and he says, well, that is certainly interesting. A delegation from Egeland? I know our relations with that kingdom haven't been the best in recent years.
Do you think we should go check what it is, or still go to the general, guys?
I look back at Zayla, to the general.
Yeah, I think the general is the best option still. We
Yes.
still have this. We still have to figure out what we're doing with this girl.
Dalen nods. He says, that seems to be the wisest choice. I don't know how this... I mean, the delegation is interesting, but I don't see how it applies to us.
Perhaps
Once
the general
again,
will know.
reluctant,
Let's ask
but-
him.
Okay, I agree. The party looks fun, but whatever. I'll work. Okay.
The party looks fun. Okay, yeah. The crowd disperses, and you guys are able to make your way to the Grand Academy in Aganoth. Dalen takes hold of Zayla and keeps her outside of the administration building, and the three of you, minus Dalen and Zayla, walk inside, I assume, and you head to the office of General Latsk. You hear, as you approach his doorway, shouting from the inside. It's muffled, you can't make out what it is, but it's loud. Somebody's getting reamed out. And General Latsk, his assistant, is standing on the outside of the door, and he holds up his hand. He's like, oh, do not disturb the general at this time. Give him a minute. And as if that phrase had been the cue, the door opens. The red, stern face of General Latsk appears. He moves to the side, and another individual comes sulking out, shoulders humped, as if he's just been berated or beat. And General Latsk shouts, he's like, get out of my office! And the individual just like nods and whimpers and leaves. And the general looks at the three of you and just like, what is it?
I kind of look at Doran and Carl and whisper to them, not it.
Well, somebody speak up. I'm having a terrible day.
I look over at Kim. I say, you don't want me to answer. This was your idea.
So we brought this, and I show him the egg, hand him the egg.
His eyes go wide. He's like, assistant, nobody's to bother us. Come in. And he gestures for you guys to get inside. And to remind you guys, General Latsk is a giant of a man, full of muscle. He would be very much like Armstrong from Full Metal Alchemist. And he ushers the three of you inside, and the door slams shut behind you. And he like takes the egg and sets it on his desk. He looks at it for a moment and then turns around and he's like, I assume this is from Lastborn.
Yes.
He nods.
You would assume correct.
Well then, things are worse than I thought. What, how did you get your hands on this? You know what this is, right? He gestures.
I think so. Is it a dragon egg?
He nods. He's like, yes, thankfully. He puts his hand on it, and he says, it seems to be inactive.
We found a small cult of people trying to activate it with magic.
And he scowls at you. He's like, activate the egg with magic?
Yes.
Well then, that's interesting. I take it you disrupted their efforts?
We did. And 2 of them are dead, but we have brought one of them back as prisoner.
One of his bushy gray eyebrows raises like, well, that's interesting. I've never known a group of dragon hunters to be taking hostages.
Well, it's a more
I just
complicated
smile.
matter.
Have you gotten anything out of this person?
They were approached by someone that wasn't human, and he got them to do this work for him.
Well, this just keeps getting
At
more
least that's
interesting.
their story.
He nods. He says, so what does this have to do with the fire?
Wait, what did it have to do with the fire? The fire was
they-
activating the magic?
They were setting the fires
They
to
were
keep the
setting the
magical
fires.
conduits going so they can pump magic into that egg. For what end,
Yes.
we don't know.
That's interesting. Let me tell you something. 1 in every 10 eggs actually hatches into a dragon. The rest of them don't do anything. I wonder if this is their way of increasing those numbers. Feeding it magic to help it hatch. And he rubs his bristly chin. Thought. Interesting. So, where is this person?
Dalen has her. She said, though, that they were to meet with the man in a few weeks, and we thought about catching him by setting a trap.
He waves
Using
his
fire.
hand. He's like, that'd probably just be a waste of time. These cultists, they're careful. They notice anything is off, and they won't have anything to do with them anymore. It was wise of you to capture her instead of killing, or it's wise of you to capture this person instead of killing him, but, I don't know what use she has now.
General, does not protocol suggest that we give her to the Inquisitors to find out if she has told us everything?
He nods. He's like, yeah, that's protocol, all right, though. We do make exceptions sometimes.
I do think
Exceptions,
she has told
sir?
us everything, and I don't think she was fully aware of the weight of what she was committing to. I think it was the father.
He nods slightly. Says, yeah, this is pretty often how it goes. They don't really know what's going on till it's too late, but, I don't know if we can make an exception in this case. What do you guys think?
I clean the dirt out from under my fingernails with my dagger and nonchalantly kind of like, well, General, we do answer to you, so your call.
I think there's other ways for her to try and rectify the situation and prove
I stand
that
as attentive as I can. I look at him. I say, General, it is not you who make the laws, with all due respect. Is it not?
Shakes his head. I don't make the laws, no.
Then
All right.
it is my suggestion that we do turn her over to the Inquisitors.
He rubs his chin in his cheeks. How about you bring her to me and let me determine that?
As you wish.
I'll go get Dalen.
Okay, so Kimberly, you head out. And Dalen is waiting there, and Zayla is just standing there next to him, mutely.
So Dalen, the general, wants to talk to her to see what her fate is.
He frowns, then he nods. It's okay. Well, better than just giving her over to the Inquisitors, so let's go. And he tugs on the hand bindings that Zayla has, and she follows. And you head back, and you bring her in, and Latsk is sitting there on the edge of his desk, and he nods. He says, good work, you guys. We will reconvene for your graduation tomorrow. I'll handle this one. And she points, and he points a meaty finger at Zayla. You're all dismissed. Good work. Be sure to come back here tomorrow in some good garb, okay? We'll have a graduation in the main plaza.
Yes, General.
Yes, General.
Yes, General.
And I assume the four of you leave?
Correct.
Okay.
Yes.
Correct.
So you go
To
out,
leave
go about your
behind.
business for the rest of that day, I assume. You try and get more information about the delegation, and mostly it's what you already know. They're the Viscount and the Viscountess of the neighboring kingdom of Egelin. So where do you guys go that night? Do you head to the Chip Chamber Pot?
Yes.
Yes.
Emily needs a lot of alcohol and mead.
I've had enough, so I head home
You head home? Okay. Okay. Eventually...
or back to the dorms or whatever. Yeah.
Yeah,
the barracks.
yeah. Eventually, as you guys are winding down and getting ready to turn in, each of you receive a letter from a messenger. Letter is stamped with the seal of the palace, and you open it, I assume.
Correct.
Yep.
In the letter is hand inked. To each of you, it says the same, but it says, "The Queen requests your presence for dinner tomorrow evening. There's to be a banquet held at the palace for Viscount Eustace Pierre Ian George Falkland and Viscountess Celeste de Belair Wulfric Mary Whitmore. You are to dress appropriately for the occasion and report promptly at the main gate to the palace, no later than the tolling of the evening bell. It promises to be quite an eventful evening. Do not be late."
Right.
And I
Looks like
think
party's going on tomorrow night.
with that,
RSVP.
we'll end
No.
today's session.
Cool.
Good job, guys. That was awesome. I had a lot of fun.
Good work.
Yeah, it was a lot of
Moral
fun.
quandaries are some of the best things in D&D. I love it. But yeah, cool. So let's take a look at goals and see if you guys accomplished it. Kiorl, figure out what Zayla and Co were up to. I think you accomplished that.
Yeah, I think so.
Hold up 1 second. We have one level 2 player. So you get I'm gonna say 100 XP because that was a pretty easy goal.
Yeah. 100.
So you get 100 XP for that. And then you had learn one personal detail about each party member. What do you think?
Well, I mean, we learned that Kimley's having nightmares or having dreams anyway,
Mm-hmm. Yep.
and that's one new thing. I'd say I learned that Doran's pretty chaotic good.
Stubborn.
Stubborn.
Lawfully good.
Uh-huh.
That's
Stubborn.
lawful good.
And
He is-
Dalen, what do you think?
Will not budge.
Dalen, it's hard to say without him here.
That's fair.
I mean, going by how you played him, although he's cautious, he's still there's a good side. He's not just cautious because
Yeah.
he's suspicious of everybody.
Yeah.
Like there's
Okay.
still a heart there.
Sure. Yeah, I can mark that as done.
Okay.
That'll be another. That'll be 200 XP this time instead of 100, because that was a
Okay,
bit
so
more difficult.
200,
Yeah,
200 total or 300
Nope.
total then?
300 total.
300.
And then get back in the good graces of my house. Do you think you worked on that? What do you think?
Not really.
Okay. All right. Okay. So you completed 2 of your goals today. Doran, you collected 2 gems. I don't think so.
Negative. Gemless.
Yeah. Find out what's up with the cultists. You definitely did that, so you get 100
Yep.
XP as well. And then your third one, what do you think?
Oh yeah.
Okay. Yes, I agree. So that'll be 200 XP, so you get 300 as well.
You can tell them what it is now if you want.
Yes, so his third secret one was find out what Kimberly and Kiora were doing when they discovered the fire, which was
Gotcha,
interesting.
okay.
I really wanted to do an interesting thing with Zayla. She would sell out the triplets with the alchemy in exchange for her life, but we didn't have time to do anymore. So We'll see. Maybe she did. Kimberly, confirm what the egg is. Done. 100 XP. Graduate from the academy. I think you worked on that. So that would be your level times 50. So it'll be another 100 XP. And then avenge my father. I don't think you worked on that one. So we did have some interesting backstory development on it.
Yes.
And
I
then
think I will be changing that one because I don't think avenge is the right word for it. We've kind of already discussed that.
yeah. So Kuro, did you level up again?
Did level up, yeah.
Oh, nice, dude. Cool. So you're level 3 now.
Yeah.
Awesome. All
I
right.
can pick archetypes and everything.
Yeah. Cool. So you rolled for HP. You got 4 on the D8, which is okay. That's average. What archetype do you think you're gonna go for? The subclass.
I think assassin.
That's a good choice. Yeah, assassin is really powerful. Okay, guys, that was cool. Let's do some shout outs here real quick. Let's start with Meptech. How you doing, buddy?
Yo, doing good. How you doing?
Doing good.
Hello, I am Meptech. Thank you guys for being here. Appreciate the feature. Hopefully you guys like D&D. Make sure you check out Captain Wilhelm if you went on his channel. You could have seen a little bit more of the action there. So you can find me here on mixer.com/Meptech, on Twitter at Meptech Gaming, and Instagram at meptech.gaming.
Heck yeah, man. All right, Mystic Mike, your turn, buddy.
Hey, what's up, everyone? Mystic Mike here. You can catch me on mixer.com/Mystic Mike. Again, yeah, be sure you're following everyone in the co-stream. Everyone here is awesome. This little command, if it works. There we go. Perfect. And also make sure you follow Kimberly and, well, not Kimberly. Know what I mean? Follow everyone that's here.
Early Dino.
Early Dino,
That part.
yeah. That part, yeah. So yeah, I play a variety of games. Whatnot tomorrow, Sea of Thieves. Have some fun with that, and yeah, that's it.
Cool. All right,
Thanks.
Curly, your turn.
Yeah, I'm Carly Dino. You can find me on Mixer. I play a variety of games from battle royales to like Minecraft and stuff like that. I'm on Instagram, YouTube, and Twitter, all Carly Dino, and I'm on Carly Dino.
Awesome. All right, and I'm your Dungeon Master, Captain Wilhelm. I love playing D&D. I've done it for a long time. I hope you all enjoyed it. I certainly did. You can catch me playing any sorts of games because I'm a variety streamer. Lately, I've been playing a lot of Sea of Thieves. So yeah, check us out next weekend if you're interested, or any of the DM prep sessions I do during the week. And I'll catch you on the next. Thank you, everybody, for hanging out.
Thank you guys. Take care. Have fun.
Guys,
Bye.
later.